sold a million records, yeah. Used to be on my checklist, big diamonds don't need a necklace. Look, we built the sound like it's double speed Tetris. I cannot build without God in it. We built the sound, you can't copy this. I never brag, it's just confidence. I never rap for your compliments. I wrote this one for the indie grind. If you ain't signed on the dotted line, can't buy my soul with no dollar signs. The industry so full of troglodytes. I don't follow trends. Run it up. Sit that with my chest. Run it up. No, I will not bend. Run it up. Game time in it. Game time. I don't follow trends. Sit that with my chest. I will not bend. Game time. Run it up. 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 Run it up.
First opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. Two weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. Returning from his end zone is Ty Johnson. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Well, this defense for the Lions, much improved from week 1. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays that we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it go again. Touchdown! A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Well, we saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there.
And we knew that this offense was going to try and put pressure on the secondary. That was something they talked about with us. They knew that they had an advantage, pressed it, and there you go. Big play for a touchdown on their very first possession.
And that one, and even 60 yards in the air. Wow. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
The extra receivers have spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. The Lions are 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
A 1st down run not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. And looks like just 1 yard there, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9. Here's Huntley. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hawkinson. And just on Wednesday, he was named the NFC Offensive Player of the Week for that over 100-yard performance he had last week.
Deservedly so, and I enjoyed our time with him and asked him how he got it done. What did he see? And he said film study, watching what the defenses were going to present, understanding how to defeat those, and then he was a step ahead because he said, they're going to change up and counter another way, and he beat them that way too. One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Huntley to throw. And this is incomplete.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. To throw, Huntley. And connecting here with D.J. Shark. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. They'll run forward with Henry. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the 1st. Off the play fake, Huntley. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. They'll get this into the hands of Stevenson. No gain on the play. And it's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Officially nothing on that one. No gain. So they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. It's rare that a man his size can at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You're talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some.
He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. D.J. Chark, his 1st touchdown of the new season. And the Lions respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. And he just did get those feet in there on the side of the end zone. Well done.
Probably the exact size foot necessary because I think if he had another half size, that catch doesn't count. And he's able to get it in, and it counts for a touchdown.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood. That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
2nd down, they'll go with Akers again. And this will be a Vikings first down as the tackle made at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. A give up the middle to Akers. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. He's got room at the 30. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 25 yards there on the catch and run. These two teams all tied after one. They'll run on 1st down with Akers. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. They'll drop to throw. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Devontae Smith, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Vikings have moved out in front. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Here's Raymond bringing it out. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Lions.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking out some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a lot more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They'll run out of the gun with Akers. And he's got this down to the 35. 41 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. So a roughing the passer penalty there, CD.
And we know that these pass rushers love to get after rookie quarterbacks, but they've still got to do it within the scope of the rules. And that time, the hit came just a little bit too late. And the official won't think twice about pulling his flag on that one.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Devontae Smith with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings are going to take the lead.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
Yeah, 3 touchdown passes. You're right, he looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another first down, this time on a gain of 19. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 10 more there and another first down. Off play action. Huntley. And that is incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Huntley. He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Graded out.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Vikings. Herb Smith Jr., 68 yards. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Here's Raymond bringing it out. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Looking to throw. Huntley.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just shut something down and punt the football.
They'll go with Akers here up the middle.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Second and 8.
19 seconds.
Back to throw here.
Throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. From the shotgun, here's a give to Akers.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage or mixed traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Here's a 2nd and 7. Touchdown, Vikings! Devontae Smith on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Vikings take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Lions 14.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
Taken at the goal line.
Khalif Raymond on the return. The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I believe the Lion was there to recover it. Yes, they will indeed keep possession. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down.
Off the play fake.
Huntley.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it.
And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down.
Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Back to throw now on first down. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And the Lions will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
They've got a pretty comfortable lead right now, but maybe a little too careless with the football that time for the rookie.
I think the key word there is comfortable, and there's two schools of thought on it. With that type of a lead, maybe you can take a few more chances because you have a cushion. Others will tell you, don't eat up the cushion with careless play. He'll learn to ride that line as he moves on in his career.
Off play action. Huntley. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. On the move past the 40. 20, 10, 5. A big play there just before halftime. 59 yards. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. From back at the 4, here's second and goal. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. Seibert's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. It'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive. But maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter, his second sack of the night.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. A give running right is Akers. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
2nd and 2. This is Smith with a grab. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
They go play action here on first down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Looking to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. And his kick is indeed good.
So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker.
And the Lions are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
Huntley's throw taken in by Hawkinson here.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Back to throw. Huntley. He's airing it out for Williams. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. He's airing it out for Williams. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Looking to throw. Huntley. Open man right side is St. Brown. He's got room at the 30. And he goes down, but not before getting us inside the 25. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Clock showing 90 seconds to go in the third. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Derrick Henry, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Lions are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Now as they line up and kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ballgame.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be Peyton Manning, threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Derrick Henry with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Lions are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
They'll look to throw here. And he's got his tight end, that's Smith. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On the handoff, it's Akers. He'll take this to the 46. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Back to throw. And he'll just get rid of it. The Vikings send out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt. And now a chance to tie the game on this possession. Tackle there by big Jordan Davis.
You know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 89 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
And the busy night for Henry continues. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
A first down carry for Henry. A tough run, but not a huge gain. Dropped at the 25.
He's brought down by Terrell Burgess.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Here's Huntley. A check down here for Henry. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. Call it a gain of 5 as they move the sticks.
A 5-yard gain on the play.
To throw, Huntley.
Sliding out of the pocket. And right side, Henry's got it. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. He can only get a yard after all that. It's 2nd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Andrew Booth picks it off.
He's at the 30. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Well, that puts a little bit of a wrinkle in their comeback bid.
Yeah, everything had turned around for them, hadn't it? I mean, things were now going their way. But you did mention it's a wrinkle in their comeback bid. It's not the death knell for them by any stretch, but now they've got some extra work to do in order to climb all the way back.
And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
Here's 2nd and 9.
They'll go option to the short side. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead.
On the give, this is Akers.
And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. He needed 9, he got 8. And that's going to leave him with a 4th and 1 on their side of the field. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to perhaps salt this one away. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up. The ball comes out, and this will get out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. So fortunately, they're able to hold on to the possession. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Oh, he's got some breathing room.
97 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Last play went for over 30 yards. This one not quite as big, but still over 20.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just did the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
They'll try to run it in, going option right. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Kept it in his hands and tried to push it across the goal line himself, but the defense in front wouldn't allow him to do so. Bringing up 2nd down and a bit farther.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And a quick throw here, that's complete. The fake field goal catches everyone by surprise. And the Vikings are closing in on a 3rd straight victory to start the campaign. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Lions 31.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but...
And that's caught inside the 30.
And he'll be brought down at the 27. Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were